Did you know that somebody remade Dragonfire? Okay, now let's explain. Bloodfist 2050, the 9th in the Bloodfist movies, claims it's written by a guy named Michael Henry Carter. It is not. It is written by Robert King, creator of The Good Wife, and I will prove it. Back in 2016, I reviewed a movie called Dragonfire. Here's the plot of Dragonfire side by side with the plot of Bloodfist 2050. Please appreciate all the editing I did into this one. Begins with an underground fight, and the winner is immediately killed later that night. It's going to be split screen. I'll put in the description which side is which. The next morning, we learn it's the year 2050 and we are in Los Angeles when the dead fighter's brother comes to town to visit him. He is immediately attacked by a gang and then immediately saved by a guy named Slick.
You, handle yourself pretty well.
Through a chance meeting, he meets a guy who tells him that his brother was an underground fighter and is dead. He also meets the stranger's sister, who just turns out to be his brother's girlfriend and is also a stripper.
Last night, you should have seen it.
Someone booked
He was in a fight.
Yeah.
They just found out.
He was a pit fighter.
Like me. He was better.
Pick up what's wrong.
He really admired you, you know?
He's told by Slick that his brother was kind of a dick and was probably killed by one of the underground fighters. So he starts training first with Slick alone and then by sparring against their friend.
Extraordinary force to win. Normal force is what is apparent. Extraordinary force is what is hidden. Defense.
How you doing, man?
The only witness to his brother's death is a homeless guy who he spots on the street wearing his brother's jacket, but before he can question him, the homeless guy is killed.
What the fuck?
Did you kill him?
Where'd you get this
Please,
jacket?
no, shut up!
I said,
Tell me what you know.
What's your seat?
To be drunk.
Let's try.
There goes that idea.
So, that means he's been here a while, right?
Our hero is started to do underground fighting, trying to look for his brother's killer, and suspects it might be either Ahmed Khan or Ahmed Mustafa, depending on which movie you're watching.
That guy doesn't have a chance, does he? Hope you don't have to fight him.
his mind, his suspicions of Ahmed being the killer is confirmed when Ahmed kills the best friend. This, of course, leads our hero to fighting Ahmed and getting revenge for his brother's death. This is where the only variation in the movie at all comes in. Either the girlfriend comes in and says, no, Slick is the killer because his brother was beaten by your brother, or comes in and says, Slick is the killer because he bet a bunch of money on your brother to lose and your brother won.
It says, look, the fighter in the hospital, it's Slick's brother. He's got a snake tattoo on his arm. Don't you see? Slick killed Johnny.
Listen to me. Slick is a fixer, and he set up Johnny to lose, and then he killed him. He killed him when he wouldn't throw the fight.
As you can tell, these are the exact same movie, basically. There's very little difference. The only real differences are a small variation in the motivation of the bad guy. And it turns out in Dragonfire, he's visiting from another planet, and in Bloodfist, he's visiting from another city. But in both cases, it's post-apocalyptic 2050 Los Angeles. As you might suspect in a movie where one of the main characters is a stripper, there's a lot of nudity in both these movies. Bloodfist, it's long strip scenes that the guy's just sitting down watching strippers do their act. In Dragonfire, there's always a stripper in the background during all plot discussion, which made Dragonfire really hard to review when I couldn't use any clips from the movie. On the fighting side, it was the exact opposite. Dragonfire showed long fights, showed the entire fight, and Bloodfist showed little clips of just basically the end and very little setup or reasoning behind the fighters like Dragonfire did. So, which one do you guys think was better? The shorter, nudity-filled, better acted Bloodfist, or the slightly longer, more fighting, not as well acted, not as well shot, but better fights of Dragonfire? Thank you for watching, and as always, I shall try to do better next time. And remember, don't drink the water. It's made out of dehydrated corpses.
Recycling. Human body's 70% water. You think the city's gonna let that go home in a box?